Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Taurus and Scorpio on Tuesdays. Also, the deck that I'm using today is called the Sola Busca Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description. Just as a heads up, when the cards flip over in the deck, I don't usually take them. I really only take them if they flip out, like these ones have. And just as a heads up, this deck is a lot bigger than the decks that I normally use. So it's a little harder to get the cards to flip out. It's a little harder. Well, I guess they've been flipping out pretty easily this time around, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these ones back. The goal is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. Alright, so I'm just going to take this time to remind you guys that if you enjoy the reading, to leave a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel. That's the best way for me to know if you guys are enjoying the readings. But here we have your overall energy, which is the Six of Wands, which is very interesting, because I'm looking at the artwork that's depicted on this card, and it looks like this person's almost like in a diaper, or like their underwear is falling off almost. So it's almost a little bit contradictory to what I know to be the message of the Six of Wands, which is victory and triumph. So I'm feeling here that you guys are in a very weird energy mindset right now, because even though you have this victory as your overall card, it's like you're not exactly like really benefiting from the fruits of your labor, if that makes sense. And you have a lot of reversed energy here too, right? So you have 4 or 5 of the cards in reverse. So it feels very much like things aren't exactly coming out the way that you would expect them to. But I don't think that they're necessarily negative. It just feels very odd. It's like, it's as if somebody like shows up to your work or something and they're like, hey, I got your favorite, and they bring you some food that wasn't actually your favorite. It's like, you still got something out of it. You still got something positive and it's good, but it's like not, it like leaves you confused and bewildered almost. And it's just very strange energy. But I think that whatever this energy may be, you have the Wheel of Fortune here with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So to see the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, to me, feels like a good thing, at least in this particular reading, because it feels like you guys are really starting to be in a position where you can buckle down and sort of worry about less things. I feel like that's been a running theme with you guys, is that you've been really stressed out about a whole lot. And even though we have the 6 of Swords here, it really reminds me of like the 10 of Wands energy. A lot of these cards remind me of the 10 of Wands energy, in the sense that they have a lot of these swords or wands or whatever to carry, and it almost feels like they almost look like they're very burdened by it. And I think that the fact that you have the 2 of Pentacles now in reverse makes me feel as if you are losing a lot of those burdens. And as a result, I feel like you guys are going to start to see a lot of facilitation in the energy that's coming up. I'm looking at this Justice card here. This is the Justice card in reverse. So the Justice card in reverse leads me to believe that something isn't happening in exactly a fair way. But almost because of this like Wheel of Fortune, in the sense that you guys are feeling fortunate with this 6 of Wands card, it's almost as if something is happening in a way that's unfair, but it ends up benefiting you in the end. And then with this 2 of Pentacles, it's like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting that this person would like pick up my shift or whatever, or would like help me during my shift or whatever, but they are. And that's good for me, right? I don't know why I'm talking about work so much, but for a lot of you guys, I feel like it has to do with work. I feel like there's a lot here that has to do with work and the facilitation of your work, both your actual job and your ability to do your job, if that makes sense. Especially since we have the Five of Wands here in reverse. So the Five of Wands to me is a very conflicting card, right? Negative in the sense that there's conflict, there's competition, there's a lot of difficult energy around it. And difficult in the sense of like stubborn and not wanting to compromise. But the fact that it's in reverse leads me to believe that either you're seeing a lot of healthy, positive debate here, in the sense that you're sort of in a situation where people aren't giving way to groupthink, or you have a situation where there was going to be some kind of conflict, but it ends up that there's not. So it's like, I like borrowed this thing from one of my friends and I accidentally got a scratch on it, and then when you give it back, they're like, oh no, it's okay, accidents happen, right? So I feel like you're going to be very pleasantly surprised in this coming up energy. And I feel like that's a good thing, because we have this... Well, okay, what I was going to say was that we have the Nine of Wands here, this card right here, but it's in reverse. So that leads me to say something like, oh, well, you guys need to sort of heal because that's the Wounded Warrior card, but it's in reverse, so that's not really taking place. But it's sort of modified here with the Six of Swords, because the Six of Swords talks about leaving a situation. So you guys are going from this energy of not being healed to this energy of actually healing and actually being healed, with this Wheel of Fortune, with the Justice, with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Wands like I was talking about earlier. Like, even this purple element there looks like a bow, so it's almost as if these wands are being presented as a gift. But I'm looking at this right here, and this column is probably, and I shouldn't say that, I was gonna say is what worries me most, but it doesn't even worry me all that much, because like I said, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is bringing fortune to you guys, plus the Six of Wands. Like, these two cards together are really powerful and really strong, and you're going to see a whole lot of changes. But the Ace of Pentacles is usually not a good card that you want to have in reverse. So the Ace of Pentacles talks about new beginnings and stability, and sometimes work and career, and the fact that it's in reverse almost leads me to believe that you guys are being blocked. Blocked in some kind of way. And this Five of Swords is also another card that I would have liked to see in reverse, but isn't. So sort of like flipped with the energy of the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. But it's very reminiscent of the Five of Wands, right? So you got both, but here we have it sort of in reverse where it's not really affecting you. Sorry. And then here we have it where it is in the upright, so it's very much affecting you in a sort of negative way. This is sort of like a positive effect that's having on you, and here it's a lot more negative in the sense that Five of Swords in the upright talks about conflict, a lot of times petty conflict, arguing. Usually when I see the swords in the negative light, I think of those like pseudo-intellectuals that think that they know everything. So I feel like you guys are dealing with kind of people that are like that. Like, you could be talking about something and you could be 100% sure in what you're talking about, and then here comes Joe and suddenly he knows everything about what you're saying, and you should do it this way even though you know it's not done that way, and you know that if you did you would be wrong, and some of you might actually go through with it, and then you get the blame, that kind of an energy, and it's very frustrating. And I feel like the fact that it's in reverse, like I was saying, you might have somebody at work who tells you some faulty advice and you go through with it, and then you're the one that ends up getting in trouble. Or you might not take someone's advice, or someone might start a fight with you at your work and that impacts you negatively. But I do want to mitigate the words impact negatively, because we have the Six of Wands and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like whatever is going to happen, like maybe you're trying to go for a promotion at work and you don't get it. That's just leaving space open for you to get maybe a different promotion or maybe a different job, something like that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be money or work. It could be anything else, but I feel like there's going to be this weird energy of unexpected winnings. Almost in the sense that you guys are going to maybe not get what you want, but then in turn get something that you didn't want that was actually better. And it's just very, oh, neat. That was unexpected. But that was your reading for this time around, Taurus. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if the readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Taurus videos on Tuesdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.